Did it seem like the ball was in the air for a while, or was it dropping fast? And just go through the play.
You know, I'm used to getting interceptions. It was a tip pass, you know, it was falling, you know, how every tip pass fall. And just locked my eyes in on it and then dove out for it and got it. But, yeah.
You have to work to keep it up, though. Is it like
when you catch a low one, you want to kind of tuck it and secure it, you know. I try to turn over on my back so I can not fall, hit my stomach and be aired out there. But wasn't able to do it, so kind of aired me out there.
You just got the wind knocked out?
I got the wind knocked out. And it's a funny thing. It's like I hear Fred and all the guys, man, get up and celebrate, get up. And in my mind, I'm like, I got to get up for the guys. But it would not let me get up, man. I was aired out. So
did they think you were milking it?
No. They knew I was shaking my head. I was responding, but wasn't nothing coming out. So they helped me get up, man, and I got to celebrate. And it was probably one of the best moments I ever had.
I love this soundbite from Ji'Ayir Brown reacting to his first career interception. There's a couple things that I wanted to mention from Ji'Ayir talking to the media after. Shout out Cam Inman for that video and getting that. He actually asked a question, great question, and getting some of that sound in the video. But one of the things that stood out, first of all, I talked about it in the post-game show. I didn't know what was going on after Ji'Ayir Brown got his first interception because if you remember, he stayed on the ground. He had his whole team around him, and it looked like he got hurt. So I was really kind of concerned about that particular play, and I didn't really understand. He just kind of got up and walked away. Obviously, it explains what happened. He caught the ball, trapped it kind of in his chest, gut area, and landed right on it, and it ultimately knocked the wind out of him. So that makes sense. But he also said another thing. He's like, you know, I'm used to getting picks. I was like, okay. Because obviously Ji'Ayir was a dog at Penn State, made a ton of plays. One of the reasons why the 49ers coveted him and traded up into the third round to make sure they got Ji'Ayir was because he was a ball-hawking safety. So I love that comment from Ji'Ayir. I love his confidence. I love his vibe. It was one of the things that stood out last week when the 49ers post their sights and sound from the sideline to their YouTube channel. One of the things that stood out was Ji'Ayir Brown. I don't know if Ji'Ayir really even played in that game against the Jags, maybe late in it, but he was featured, not necessarily featured, but he was in this particular, episode where they're showing sights and sounds from the sideline of him hyping his teammates up. And just like really coming across as a vocal leader, which is pretty impressive for a guy who really hasn't played all that much. He really hasn't played that much at all. I think Chase Young has more snaps with the 49ers than Ji'Ayir Brown does on the defensive side. So I did find that to be a little bit interesting. Just to see his presence on the sideline, his presence with his teammates, and just his presence in general. And I think, when you talk to his teammates, we heard from Brock Purdy, we heard from George Kittle, Fred Warner, all in Ji'Ayir Brown after the game, and they talk about that. They talk about how he's got that type of mentality, he's got that type of personality, where the moment isn't too big for him. He's prepared, he's ready to go, he's built the right way, and that makes me excited. Obviously, losing Talanoa Hufanga is brutal, but at the same time, we also have to keep looking ahead and seeing, we live in a next man up league, and so when a guy goes down, that's what happens. Who's going to be the next man up? And it's going to be Ji'Ayir Brown. And, I think with this performance, he built up a lot of confidence with the fan base, a lot of confidence with his teammates, drawing a tough task, getting Mike Evans in his first like legitimate, NFL game time experience, playing extended snaps, playing important snaps, and he did well. So I'm excited about Ji'Ayir. I was excited when they drafted him. He was a draft crush of mine. So I'm very, very much looking forward to seeing what Ji'Ayir Brown could do with the rest of this season. And he's going to get a lot of snaps now, and he's going to have to grow up very quickly. So let's go, Tig. Time to turn up. As you can see, still driving home from the game. I live probably a solid like hour and a half away, but there's traffic and I got in and out, had to. I'm starving, haven't really eaten anything all day. So yeah, Ji'Ayir Brown, next man up. Let's go.